Hello, how do I harvest microgreen? We have Tat Soi microgreen, mustard microgreen here that we planted, and we planted probably on June 18 or so. I had to double check though. And today is June 27. Yesterday we harvest one row here, and today I'm going to harvest more. But if you are wondering at what stage you can harvest your microgreen, I think there is multiple stage to it. This one, for instance, we have the cotyledon leaves. We have the first true leaves that is bigger than the cotyledon, and then we have the second true leaf that is growing as well. So, but you can harvest it at the two cotyledon leaf stage, or you can harvest it when you see the first leaf start growing, or you can harvest it after the first true leaves is bigger than the cotyledon leaves. The cotyledon leaves is the one with the heart shape. The heart shape is the cotyledon leaves. For the mustard cabbage family, they tend to have two, and the true leaf, the first true leaf is at this stage is bigger than the cotyledon, and then we have the second true leaf that is smaller than the cotyledon. So that's another stage that you can harvest it at as well. But again, you have multiple stages that you can harvest it, based on my understanding that while it's growing, you can have multiple harvests from it at different stage. If you start harvesting it from the cotyledon, the two first baby leaf stage, you might harvest it, as you harvest it day after day or so, you might harvest it at much different stage type. So yesterday we just pull it, and I try to harvest the whole things so that I can use the whole things. But when I made salad with it, I didn't like the taste of it. Although some of my kids like it, I didn't like it. So that's the way I did it. I shake it, and then I rinse the whole things. But I just didn't like the taste of it. So today I'm just going to work with the leaves. I know some like to just cut it while is like at the ground level, but what I found working for me is just to pull it out, cut it. So and I will take a look at it to make sure I got the dirty part off. Then I'll just put it in it. And of course you'll have some waste as well, but I'm just viewing it as it's going to fertilize the growing area. So I will move my hand away from the dirt, and I'll carry above the dirt. And I'm learning how to grow microgreen. You see how I pull it out? So I'm not going to bother shaking the dirt. I'm just going to carry it out of there, and then this is the section that I'm going to work with. I'm learning to grow microgreen this year, and I'm trying to find what works for us. It's not the first microgreen we planted. I think that's the first microgreen we intentionally planted. The one that we harvest before the kid plant them just too thickly, and we just turn it into a microgreen. But this bed I planted purposely for microgreen, and we are going to harvest it, use kefir and oil to make the dressing to go with it. So I found it that pulling it out of the ground and then cutting the root section off worked better for me than trying to carry it above the ground level. I did that as well. You just have to find which way works for you. When I harvested one row yesterday with the kids, and you can see how much we cut off of it yesterday, pulling all of that, shake the dirt off and putting it in it, we harvested 5.45 ounces. But this time, cutting that portion off of each plant, that's what we did from one row. And we have some dirt in it, so you will rinse it 3 times if you are doing it this way. But yesterday, the way we did it, we had it to rinse it 6 times or so to be able to get rid of the dirt. It was easy to rinse, but you rinse it more because they all bundle together like sponge or something. So easy to pull out of the water, but because of the dirt, we have to rinse it multiple times. It's good to turn it to see if you have a bunch of dirt that you can remove. Yesterday when we were pulling it out of the ground and shaking it, we put dirt on the rest, so that makes the leaves kind of dirty here. Even though we plant the whole bed together, like the same day, we still have some area that still below the ground, so they are not quite out of it yet. Even though the one that we are harvesting have 2 leaves, we still have some below the ground. So I think I put too much dirt on them when I planted them. You just try to do that away from what you have not harvested yet, so that you don't put dirt on them. So this one I'm just going to carry more. And you just carry it, making sure you pay attention to your finger. And that is how we grow microgreen in a raised bed outside, and that is how we harvest them as well. Angelique, will you bring the scale, please? It's there. And I can just weight this one so that we can see how much. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. And we can just put this. Okay. And we can tear it. And we can just put what we harvested here, 2 rows or so. Actually, what do we have there? So that's 3 ounces. With those 2 rows, we got 3 ounces. So cutting those off, you'll have more waste and less harvest. So you'll have to harvest more, depending on how many ounces you are trying to harvest. So I'm just going to harvest more and add it to it as well. Actually, what do we have?
4 times.
So 1 more row gave us maybe another 1 ounces or so. Should we harvest radish to add to it? We have radish microgreen. That's actually, will you bring me that notebook that I have in the house there? Open that door. I like to really see when I planted this. I know it's the 18. And I think no, we must have planted this one the 15 and radish the 21, the peas the 18 of June. The back of the notebook. Okay, the peas, the 18, this one, the 15. So we planted the 15, the radish, the 21, 15. So we have, for some reason it stopped working, so we can still weigh this. Don't know how many rows I got, but that's a good amount to make salad with it. So let's try that again. We can tear it. and we have 5 ounces of it here. Okay, so to that we can go harvest elsewhere and then look at that place. No, this one. And we can go harvest. So we can check the peas here. So the peas can be harvested as well. So we have this raised bed here, and that has cabbage, herbs, pepper, tomato, pepper growing, and I just clean up about 8 inches to 10 inches by 8 feet space, and plenty microgreen peas here. The 18th of June. Today is the 27th of June, and you can see them. They can be harvested. This one starts doing the tendrils already. We have the bottom leaves, and we have this one. But I'm not going to do anything to this yet. You can see them. Let's check on radish. Hey, who untied this?
Not me.
Why did you do that? I tie against these things so that we can just untie from this one to open it, but not untie the whole thing. That way we won't lose it. So we have this microgreen growing in the ground, unlike the other two that we work on. We still have, I noticed that from the previous one that I planted, that maybe I've been using too much dirt on them. So what I've been doing is, instead of waiting for them to break through this dirt, once I have so many that broke through like that, I'm trying to remove the dirt off of them and just put it on the side so that the others can grow, because clearly they are not pushing through this. When the others push through, they are not. But we can harvest some. I put this on top of it so that things don't chew on it. Like I have some animals wandering around, including deers. Although Jess is not getting in this fence area, but just want to be cautious. But anyway, will you give me the scissor, please? But we can see we planted on the 21st of June, and I had to say that at this stage we just have the cotyledon leaves for them. Now, get in. You can just put it there too. Now you push it on it though. Move the container, you push it on it. We have the cotyledon leaves, but not the true leaves here, at least for what I'm seeing here. So to harvest this, I'm just going to be holding it like that. Whoa, those are long. And I don't know if I try to rinse the whole things and do stir fry with it. I don't know if I like the texture, but for sure I didn't like it for the salad. So I'm going to try not to cut it short the way I did it before. Cut it like this to see how I feel about that. But you can just see what we have is like the way I was cutting the other one before. If I wanted to do this, that's what I'll cut off of it, and that's what I'll keep. So I don't know, I'll try to do a combination of both and see. So I'm going to let the yellow one, they have not seen the sun here, I'm going to leave them alone. So I will have to deal with some dirt when I'm rinsing this though, because I'm not cutting it aggressively. But again, I can give it more time to grow for the simple fact that is at the cotyledon leaf stage. The true leaf is not out yet. Those areas has seen the light early, so I can try to do those areas. Actually, could you make sure no mosquito is on me from your side, please? And I think we have enough we can work with though for dinner. But again, growing it at the ground level, you'll have a lot of rinsing to do. And it's at the cotyledon leaf stage when we have the two leaves. We don't have the two leaf yet, so that means, you know, we have time to keep harvesting it. And the goal is to make salad with it and to make stir fry with it. So, and when you are cutting it, you are dumping those things, just try your best not to put it on the existing one. But yeah, it's a learning process for me as well, to see how much dirt I need to cover it with so that I don't have those blocks of dirt on it later when they start growing, because I pretty much move the dirt to the side, put the seed down and cover it with the dirt. And as they start growing, some will push through and some may not push through the dirt. You can see those that didn't push through. Now that they are exposed, they will green. So I have a big block of dirt here. Before I was afraid of pulling it out because I was afraid of pulling it with some of the plants. But I think, yeah, there is a risk to that. But after seeing the mustard, I noticed that when I left this on it, the one that was exposed, they got to two true leaves, when the ones that were under the dirt were still at cotyledon leaf stage. So there is a possibility that if I leave it like this and they don't push through, they might just rot. So maybe I just have to try not to put too much on it later, again when I'm planting it. And if I put too much, you know, after they start growing, the one that didn't push through, I can just come and get the dirt out. Gently pull it out, and yes, I might get some plants. I might unroot some plants, but yeah. I'm trying to grow annual vegetables to supplement my perennial vegetables, but I'm struggling with them, and I wanted to give a try to microgreen, like in the sense that when they are growing, things are damaging them for me. And I thought microgreen, since they don't grow through maturity, I'll be able to have better success with them, contrary to growing, you know, them to maturity. Do you know the name of that things that is coming in the garden and eating things, Angelique? That is coming from the neighbor's area. That's a big dirt here. That animal, gopher, that it's not really a gopher. What?
I really don't know.
Okay. You don't know how we have been calling it? But yeah, this is just to share with you how we harvest our microgreen. It's just one way. It's not the best way or the only way, but that's the way that works for me, or that I like to do. And I'm just going to cover it back. And put this on top of it. And we can weigh it to see how much we harvested by adding it to the other as well. I had to say that this grow fast is thicker. It's thicker as well if we compare it to the mustard. And the seed is bigger as well compared to the mustard. So we can add it to the other. Actually, thank you. And measure and weigh it. Angelique, you cannot do that with one hand, so you need to bring the grains. So we can just do that. It's 0 ounces right there. That's 2. That's 4. So we have 450 from this harvest. It was not much that we harvested, but it weighed more because again the leaves are heavier too, if you look at it, compared to this one. Even though this one was planted on the 21st of June and this one the 15th of June and today is the 27th, this is smaller compared to this one, and I think it has more to do with the plant itself than where we grow them. But this is in a raised bed, the other one is on the ground. So just trying multiple vegetables. You can see which one you like to eat or your household members like to eat, and then you can see which one you have success growing, and you can just narrow them down to the one that works for you, and you can just buy those in bulk narrow it down to 5 or so different type of greens that you can do microgreen with. When you are buying your seeds for planting, you can buy those in bulk for microgreen planting purposes. So thank you so much for watching. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much for all your comments. Angelique, could you mind attaching this? We thank you very much for we thank you very much all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, Cross of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in our soap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And growing your own food is one way to save money. At least that's the goal. Well, so we are just going to rinse it outside and use that water to water the bed, the garden, instead of trying to rinse it inside. That's just a lot of dirt to deal with inside. So this is the bed that we harvest the microgreen from the past 2 weeks.
Got some stuff on me now.
So, and I just let it get like that before we can plant it again. But yeah, the kids planted too busy, and we use it as a microgreen. That's what you are doing to your brother. He didn't like it, so I'll appreciate it if you stop annoying him. When he made it clear he does not like something, be respectful enough not to do it again to him. So I'm just going to rinse it, but if you want to see how I rinse it, that's totally fine. It's not too much, but not that little either. Yeah, thank you. So I'm just going to rinse this. And I'll expect to rinse it 3 times, but with the way I harvested the radish, maybe 4 times if maybe